Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about presence. So let's get into it. So the question in question was, Frederick, how do you make your presence felt in your software team? I know everything I need to know to do a good job, and when necessary, I engage with my stakeholders, help out my coworkers with tasks that I can help them with, etc., etc. And then I have a trump card, which is that I've been doing this for a few years now, so I usually very organically become the go-to person for everything that is related to architecture, quality, discussions related to practices, how to do things, how we should do things. Can we please have your feedback? And then if you work long enough in a company, you become the domain expert of things, and then you are destined to never ever ever just code anymore because you're well, on average, incompetent stakeholders cannot breathe without you in a meeting, because unfortunately for you, it's your job to know how all the things work, and they don't really have to, even though they're supposed to be the product owner. That is how I make my presence felt, usually. And it's I think it's a very good question, because usually there are a few types like art. You can start spotting them. I like to play developer spotting, and when you get, I mean, it is in a sense a little bit of a you have like preconceptions about people, but I like to say that there's always a grain of truth to things, because otherwise preconceptions or stereotypes and things like that, they would have no, they wouldn't be relatable in any way. But you have to be very careful to never judge people for it. You have to continuously reevaluate, but you can after a while start to spot the types. And so usually you have different types of software developers who have different ways of interacting within a team. You can have everything from like the idea people who, they want to try everything that is new. They like every other day there's a new article or a new practice or a new way of working or a new something, right? And you have toolsmiths types, or like people who are like inventing, like they want to optimize everything for everybody all the time and like invent more, like they strongly believe in automation and automate all the things. And you have silent achiever types who are like, I call them engines. These are the sort of people where you will like, they will write one post-it if you do like a retrospective or something like that, and basically say, yes, things were good, can I please go back to my coding now? And like they're not idea people, but I mean they churn out code and they do their job and so forth. They are all usually very dependable, and usually the really good ones are usually very knowledgeable. They get to like know a lot about the system because that's their strength. And then of course you have like the junior types who are usually scared of everything and everybody, like very insecure people. You have like bitter seniors or senior developer. I mean the good seniors, that really good ones, they are usually very nice and friendly and kind of, well, like they're almost like a little teddy bear. That's what they are. I've had a few coworkers like that. They're just sort of nice to have around and be around. They're usually helpful. They're usually very busy, as I was saying, in like meetings and stuff like that, because they have reached that point where everybody just likes to have them around. It almost feels secure to have them there, right? And so making your presence felt in the team, this is something I'd like to say to the shy girls and guys out there who are introverts and so forth. Guys, you don't have to worry so much about making your presence felt in a software team, because, well, depending on the team now, if the best way for you to make your presence felt is to know how to work in a professional environment and know how to make good decisions, know how to produce good results. And I know the first thing everybody's going to ask me now is, oh, how do I get to be a super software developer? How do I get to be a master developer? And I keep on telling you guys the same damn thing. It's practice, 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 and relentless watching of my YouTube channel. almost religiously so, and it will fix all your problems, I promise. But if it's also a nice side hustle for you to just kind of live your life. Try your best, learn things, listen to people, try to develop your soft skills and like know how to talk to people, engage with people at work, try to help out when it's possible, and try to learn from the other people that you are working with, so you learn sort of how to move around in the ecosystem. I'm a very strong believer in exposure is the best way for you to get familiar and comfortable in an environment. So that is the best way for you to make your presence felt, because most people don't really think about this, which I think is a little bit sad, where it's the small conversations and the small interactions that you have frequently with people that builds a sense of security and trust between people. That is the thing that makes the real difference, not the big corporate kickoffs or things like that. These things are very nice, they are useful and they are great, but it's really important that the everyday interactions work well. And the best way for you to get that presence into a team is make your presence felt, is to do exactly that. Engage with your coworkers, ask for feedback on code reviews, write good software, try to talk to people if you're using Slack or like instant messaging or something like that. Engage with people. Don't just sit by yourself and do nothing and just do your thing. Try to actually engage. That's gonna go a long way, I promise you. So what I want you to take away from this is the way that I usually make my presence felt in a team is these days that I usually have thoughts on practically anything that goes on in my team and so forth. It took a while. Like in the beginning, I was the annoying guy who had all these big flying idealistic visionary type of philosophy ideas. I was the dude everybody hated because I could never just be happy with that things were working in a certain way, and my coworkers sort of just wanted to do things in a certain way because I wanted to challenge everything and always question things and so forth and so forth. And that's like great for a manager who doesn't have to deal with that on a daily basis, but it gets super annoying for people who have to sit next to me and always have like conversation after conversation why we can't use microservices for everything, or why functional programming isn't the thing that's going to take over, or so forth and so forth. But I was right about one thing, and that was that React took over. So 1 out of 3 of something like that. So that's usually how I do it, but on average I suggest to you that you take think about your type of personality. Like, what are you? Are you the extroverted person who's really good at connecting with people, or are you more of a shy achiever, or like someone who's like a little bit more of an engine type of person? Everybody can make their presence felt. It's really down to figuring out what you can contribute to the environment that you find yourself in, and then of course do a good job. And as I said, it goes a long way if you just support your coworkers, engage with people when they ask for help or ask questions and so forth. Just show that you see them and that you listen when they talk, and then learn your domain, your company, how it works, and produce good software. These are the magical recipes to follow, and by just doing that, I promise you're going to make your presence felt, and you're very soon going to find that you are like the rock that everybody depends on. I promise you that much. Have a great day.